Wood creaked as the bow of the ship struck another wave. The hull rose above the crest, white spray sweeping over the balustrade and adding to the salt water already cascading down the length of the deck. It ran over Bain's feet, splashing his ankles and dampening his breeches, which he hadn't rolled high enough up his legs. The ship was in a bad way. It was an aged fishing trawler that the king had commissioned to give them safe passage to the Empire. The vessel was not big enough to attract attention, yet its seaworthiness had been suspect from the start. But no other would take on the job. He watched an empty bottle of rum wash with the flow of water on deck, bobbing on the surface of the swell which rose against the raised walls of the hold. Sails snapped tight, billowing out as the mast groaned, bending with the strain. Timbers lifted from joins in the deck, exposing rusty nails beneath, and for a moment Bain believed the rickety ship would fall apart. The entire craft teetered on the top of the wave, and then tipped forwards, bow crashing back into the sea as they swept down the other side. His boots, tied together and hanging from his neck, swung like twin pendulums, the water on board now rushing the other way back to the stern, where Captain Zugel throttled the helm. His face was screwed tight, eyes lost amongst the many weather-beaten wrinkles, his grimace bordering on a grin. He snatched up the bottle of rum as it floated past and pulled the cork free with his teeth. He spat it out, tipped his head back and upended the dregs, throat gulping before he tossed the bottle overboard. The aged mariner caught Bain watching and laughed, his shaggy grey tangle of hair whipping behind him. The ship hit another wave and began to climb the almost vertical wall of water, a grey mass that dwarfed the ship. Bain clung to the rigging, boots swinging the other way, the salty spray slapping him, a rebuke for being a land-born creature with no right to be out on the big blue. He felt like a fish out of water. No, that was a bad comparison considering where he was. A sailor dashed past, splashing over the boards before scrambling up the ropes, hugging the mast with his legs to free his arms, and swiftly tied down a loose sail that snagged in the relentless wind. Bain wondered how long you needed to be on a ship and out at sea to become as accustomed to it as the sailors. The rigging bounced as the sailor came down and splashed to the other side of the deck, giving Frecky's cage a wide berth. The shadow leopard paced inside, ears flat and teeth bared at the man. She hated to be caged. He couldn't blame her, but Captain Zugel insisted that she remain there for the entire journey. The huge cat made the captain and his men uneasy. Yet, as cramped as the cage was, Frecky had more room to herself than the rest of them. Bain was pinned between Sir Godlin and one of his blade brothers, Shull, their shoulders pressed tight on either side. They were large men, heavily muscled and lean, rocking with the motion of the sea. It was like being trapped between oxen on market day. 8 more of the party were huddled about the cramped deck, all high-ranking knights, sworn to Balin Shankill, the Baron of Garrick, and Bain's father.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.